Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox community. This is podcast number 377. It has been a glorious week. PlayStation actually had its conference. I feel like they knocked it out of the park. They did a really good job of presenting.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with games.
After games.
Yeah. Also,
that's where I appreciate it. I hate the fluff. There was not a lot of fluff here. It was pretty much game after game after game.
And for whatever reason, I feel like Sony is superior than Xbox at their presentation of the games. I don't know what it is. Is it if it's that they're in the movie business and they just the way they order those trailers or the way they decide what trailers to put together, they just do a really good job of presenting.
Yeah.
No, I honestly think it's the games that they release are more adult oriented on the whole.
Oh, so you
on
get
the big
like,
picture, so you
get like this serious epic vibe.
Yeah. Where I think Xbox is a mix between kids games and adult games, and Nintendo is kids.
That's a really good observation.
So I think you are just more attracted to.
Yeah, no, that's a good observation. I think that might be correct. The game that they just started out their conference with, and we're going to talk about it because we want it, is Knights of the Old Republic, a remake of a complete remake of the original Knights of the Old Republic. Now, it is a timed console exclusive is the language that they use, correct, Jordan?
Yeah, they said this is a console what did they say? A console launch exclusive, basically, right? So sounds like it's gonna launch from a lot of different articles and stuff we've read. It sounds like it's gonna launch on PlayStation 5. Now, we even saw a couple sources that said it would launch on PlayStation 5 and PC simultaneously.
Yep.
But I don't know how true that is or where their sources are or anything. But basically, the general consensus right now is it's gonna launch on PlayStation 5 first. It may or may not launch on PC simultaneously, and then eventually they're hoping it comes to Xbox. It may come to Xbox. Yeah, we don't know yet. So hey, if they locked that one up as a console exclusive, good on them, because that's a big one in my opinion.
Yeah, that is a big one. Now
that's a big one.
In the trailer,
huge. That's 5-star.
In the trailer, there was nothing shown gameplay wise, just story, just Star Wars,
Teased.
and then Knights of the Old Republic, and at the bottom in big bold letters, remake.
Yeah,
that's a big
word.
word.
Hey, don't say there was nothing. They showed Revan.
Okay.
And those that have played know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And those that have played and seen that are very aroused.
So we don't know. We don't know for sure. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying it was
when he hears the word aroused, he stops and goes, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you this time.
Keep going.
Yeah. No. The point is, I'm saying that was one heck of a way to open up your conference. That was really well done.
It really was. So well done for that. What do we think, though? Do we think we're for sure getting this, or do we think Sony Interactive has this locked up as an exclusive?
These are my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts are, well, what's funny, and we were talking about it earlier with some of our chat, is what's funny is, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Knights of the Old Republic was an Xbox and PC exclusive originally, way back in the day. It was on the original Xbox, and then it was on PC as well. So it's kind of funny how the tables have turned.
Yeah.
Because now we're supposedly, looking at a PlayStation launch exclusive and then on the PC and maybe Xbox later. My opinion is I don't know. I think if Sony locked this one up, that's a huge win for them, like a 100%. But my initial thoughts would be because of the popularity of this franchise, Lucas Games might want to put it everywhere they can. But see, I don't know. I'm going both ways, because if you think of Lucas Games or Lucasfilm Game, whatever, like I don't know why can't they just call it LucasArts? Like just keep it the same. They got anyway. Lucasfilm
probably because they're different companies.
I don't know. Anyway,
they're probably related somehow by George.
Initially, I think, well, they're going to want to put this, because of the popularity of the game, they're going to want to put this everywhere. But then I think to myself, well, Machine Games is making that new Indiana Jones game, and it would be in Xbox's best interest to keep that with them on you know what I mean? And that's another Lucasfilm's game, right? So I'm thinking, well, maybe Sony does have it. We just don't know. We have to wait for more information. There's not even a release date for this,
well,
right?
Let's say Lucasfilm Game says we give an exclusive to Xbox because Bethesda,
with
Bethesda
the
studio.
with the Indiana Jones. Well, and see, we don't even know if that
Let's
game's
give one
be
to
an
Sony.
exclusive.
I think Sony got the better deal.
Well, in the long run, we'll see. Because I mean, what if the new Indiana Jones game is just an amazing game?
beast.
Yeah, right. So I mean, you have guaranteed purchases with this because
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it. This,
Yeah.
you know, I'm right now. I am not regretting my purchase of the PS5.
Let's say it's a timed exclusive. I know timed exclusive gets a bad aura in the gaming world. Sony does what I think is a shrewd and really good strategic job of locking up timed exclusives and using them to push people towards their consoles. Should Xbox go for more timed exclusives? Spicy.
I mean, they could just buy Lucasfilm games. I mean, they bought Bethesda.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. Can you release this game by chapters or episodically? I don't think you can
I
because
hope not.
Final Fantasy VII, an amazing remake, absolutely amazing. Will we ever get the whole game? Who knows?
Yeah, I actually, in hindsight, like looking at it today, I was super excited, and at the time I didn't care about the episodic stuff because it's like, oh, we'll just get the new episode in 6 months, whatever.
We'll get disc 2.
Yeah.
Disc 2.
I actually, looking at it in hindsight now, I think that is probably the worst way you could have released your game.
Yep.
Well, it
in my
depends.
opinion.
We don't know
Depending
on sales. Sales probably are.
Well, yeah, of
still
course,
through
sales
the
got
roof.
huge, but now I'm like,
Now you don't care.
like
You've
it's
lost
like, come
interest?
on, guys, like, are you gonna like, am I gonna buy the? It's just, are you ever gonna release the other one? You know, like, it's just, yeah, it's just I rather would have waited for the whole game rather than play it in parts. You know.
To be fair, also, I'm just thinking here. I've been playing a game this week that is as preview as it comes.
Yeah.
Craftopia.
Craftopia?
Well, it's a good game.
It's in the middle. Yeah, it's a good game.
It's a good game. It's just
early
access as you
As you
could possibly
imagine.
get.
So wait. Like, remember Rust early access? Rust early access or
Pre-Rust early
Pre-Rust.
access.
Woo!
Yeah, it's a great game. I like the survival games. It's good. But man, it is early access. So, is this, Jordan, the in-between of a full release and early access, the episodic releases?
Yeah, so what they do is they put all their effort into a finished episode 1, and then they decide if they want to make the rest of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I guess if I had to choose, I'd rather have it the latter, right?
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
but no, I think this is going to be a full game because it's not.
I don't think you can do this game episodically.
No, yeah. What are you going to do? Get off the first planet and be like, oh, okay.
Okay, that's disc 1.
This was all on one disc.
And it'll
right?
be, we'll release it sometime in the near future. Just that's what they basically said with Final Fantasy VII. We're working on it.
Yeah.
They haven't given
Well,
it.
see, what's really interesting is how do all the, because was it Obsidian? No, they made the second one. Who made the first one?
One what?
The first Knights of the Old Republic, because I'm pretty sure Obsidian made Knights of the Old Republic 2.
I can look it up. The internet's great.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I forget who, because I don't think EA owned it at the time. It was, who did Dragon Age? It was them. It was BioWare. BioWare made
I
the,
think you're right,
I think it was BioWare. BioWare made Knights of the Old Republic.
BioWare, developed
Yeah,
by
the
BioWare.
first one. So, yeah, and I don't think they were owned by EA at the time. I mean, we'd have to go back and look. So I don't think. Basically, I want to know who owns the IP. Is it Lucasfilm's game that owns the IP? Then I would guess. So anyway, here's my thoughts. Right, I do want it to come to Xbox because I think that'd be great. Is it going to be one of those things where it's going to be an exclusive console? Console game for PlayStation, and then maybe the Indiana Jones game will be console exclusive for Xbox. I mean, I don't know how Lucasfilm's game is going to work all this out, but basically my answer is I don't know.
Yeah,
I want it to come everywhere, but there is a reason I did purchase my PS5.
Well, I
and it was
think-
for instances like this.
I think Xbox should go after. I don't think they will. Phil Spencer has said that he doesn't like that. I believe, like he doesn't
Well,
think it's good for
I
getting
think-
the timed.
Because think of the amount of money you have to
Releases.
give to get that timed exclusive. Are you really gaining anything?
Yeah.
Or would you take that money and invest it in the new Perfect Dark game?
Yeah,
you know what I
don't
mean? Like,
well,
what,
yeah, it's true. It's a different strategy.
They
so
spent
Microsoft,
$8 billion on Bethesda.
Yeah, Microsoft is a
So-
different.
Yeah,
it's a
what-
different
okay,
strategy,
so they
which
spent-
they own for forever now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they spent $8 billion on Bethesda. How much did Disney buy Star Wars for? Do we know?
I don't know.
Because
Let me make a call.
Could
Let's make a
could
call.
Microsoft potentially Buy Star Wars.
So the question here's a question from WindowsCentral.com: Is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic remake a PS5 exclusive? For those of you who are listening right now, and you might already know the answer, but Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic is a PS5 console launch exclusive, meaning
console launch keywords.
Yeah, meaning that it will also be available on PC at launch. Other consoles like Xbox Series X and S will likely eventually get the game sometime after the exclusivity period has ended.
Which we would assume is at least a year.
What was it Destiny? What was the Destiny extra content that
year?
Was it a year?
It's not worth it if it's less than a year. You know what I mean?
Especially you were going to say.
I was going to say $4 billion. In August 2009, Disney bought Marvel Entertainment for $4 billion.
But how
Marvel
much?
Entertainment.
How much did they buy Star Wars for, though?
Oh, what?
Dude, that's awesome.
But still,
Bethesda is
Marvel
worth more than Marvel.
Well, 2009 was before. That was like 19 movies ago.
19 very successful movies ago. Can I say one of my favorite superhero movies I rewatched this weekend, and it made me love it even more? And it's not a big one, but I would really like to see them do more. I think it's a fascinating universe and it's DC Comics. Shazam is so good.
Zachary Levi. I actually thought that was kind of
really good. It's to me what it's for DC what Guardians of the Galaxy is for
Marvel.
$4 billion.
$4 billion as well.
Bethesda's worth more than Star Wars.
That was in 2012.
And you can't say they had successful movies.
So Xbox could have got the rights to
both
Marvel and Star Wars.
And Star Wars for the price of Bethesda.
I'm kind of thinking they should have done that and then purchased Bethesda.
I wonder what Star Wars is worth now, because once Disney got it, it kind of
sure skyrocketed.
The value kind of I don't know. You know.
Well, hey, let's say this. Speaking of Marvel, and where I think PlayStation is doing well, is they also announced, and these are exclusive. They also announced Spider-Man 2 and a big one, Wolverine.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2.
Very jealous
Spider-Man
of those.
2 got a lot of people hyped on the
and Wolverine did too.
as well.
And I think right now, I was talking in our Discord because we were chatting back and forth with people while we were watching this. I think Insomniac is
their best
bet. Is Sony's best studio.
I would agree.
And people can be like, people can say like, oh, well, what about Naughty Dog and Santa Monica's doing God of War? Yeah, that's all great and fine. Look at the amount of games that Insomniac is pumping out, and on top of that, look at the quality of those games that they're pumping out.
That's true.
They're pumping out Miles Morales, which was very well received. They pumped out, they threw out Ratchet and Clank, which I'm playing right now and having a great time with. Now they're doing Wolverine and a new Spider-Man game. I mean, they're
on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're Sony's most valuable studio right now, and good on because they weren't owned by Sony until what 4 years ago, maybe. Because remember, Sony purchased them. I think it was shortly after Sunset Overdrive, actually.
Yeah.
But
all I know is Spider-Man and Wolverine are on that wall back there. They're in my top 3, besides Batman.
Yeah.
Those are my top 3 is Batman, Spider-Man, Wolverine. Just so everyone is aware. Those are my favorites. And they have 2 of those.
Spider-Man represents your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Batman represents your adolescence to adulthood, and then Wolverine is your.
This is how I live my life.
It's your
chaos.
Here's the big question. So we've read that article. Here's the big question. Do you think when KOTOR, if and when, I mean, because nothing's necessarily set in stone, right? This is a lot of speculation with like people are playing with the words and it says this, so we speculate
legally
this, right?
speak.
Yeah, legal speak. If KOTOR comes to the Xbox Game Pass, maybe,
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's say yes.
I mean, that would be awesome.
Let's just start a rumor. Yes, it is.
I'm just saying that because I think Game Pass is Microsoft's strength.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's true. We did get a super chat. Let's read a huge shout out to AOG Wardog, who drops a super chat. Thank you very much, AOG. He says, "Good evening, bros. Allowance time, spend it wisely. Keep on with the awesome content. Also bought the Series 2 Elite controller today. Totally in love with it. A big change to the standard Xbox One Series controller.
Oh, yeah.
The Elite controller is fantastic. You get that built-in battery this time around that you didn't get with the first Elite controller. It's my favorite controller. I have 2 of them at my house because one of them, the bumper went. And the new one
is an absolute shame because the bumper is the weakest link of that controller.
It is. My new one has been holding strong. I've had it 6 months now. No issues yet, so we'll see how long that bumper lasts. And that's the only thing. Everything else has been fantastic. My experience with it. So
I love it. It's my favorite controller.
Yeah. So, are we excited to get Knights of the Old Republic? When do you think it's coming out? 2026?
Yeah. Well, they didn't show anything, so
Well,
I don't know how far.
All
along
I
in
know
development.
is I got excited for God of War with Sony for about 5.5 years, 6 years, I think. Was
Yeah.
it 6 years?
it was a while.
It was not. I don't know if it was actually 6 years. It might have been 5. It felt like 10, but just as long. I mean, what Sony does well is they will milk
They milk
any
it.
game that they have, and they make it look awesome and get you super excited for it, and never give you a release date. And every year you have an announcement from Sony, it's God of War is coming out again. Or not again, but God, yes, I remember that. I'm excited about this game. Yes, that's right. I think 2026.
2026, all right?
Yeah,
We'll see.
'cause
We'll
we
mark it
just
up.
got
Well, no,
that teaser
God of
now.
War they announced 2022.
No, but he's
Oh,
talking about.
oh,
I'm talking about
oh,
before.
Oh, yeah,
How
yeah.
many E3s we had God of War, which got me pumped every time.
Yeah.
But
next year we'll see a little bit of gameplay.
Just a
of
little bit
KOTOR.
more.
Just a
And then,
dash.
yeah.
And then we'll get a little bit more. And then 2024 we'll get a release date of 2 years later.
But this potentially might be coming to PC same day, so they might,
speed it up.
And let's be honest, Lucasfilm Games is ultimately owned by Disney,
Well, and Sony Interactive.
and they're going to get that money. They're going to
Sony
get their money.
Interactive is just, according to Windows Central, is supporting it with financial backing. So it's not
Basically,
like
they said,
they're
"Hey, we'll give you a lot of
developing
money if you bring it to our console first."
Yeah.
Money talks.
Yeah.
Money
it
talks,
does, it
baby.
does, so.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me. One game that was also on the Sony stage that does relate to the Xbox in a pretty big way is the Alan Wake Remastered.
Yes.
Now, this is not a remake. This is a remastered. Alan Wake is something, and that's everywhere. That was just on their stage showing it off because it was the first time that it's coming to PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good news for Xbox fans. I would replay that game. I will replay that game when
I
it
know.
comes out remastered.
I will.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's. I mean, what? I haven't beaten Control yet, so I can't, pick which one's. But in my opinion, right now, Alan Wake is better.
Alan Wake grabbed me faster than Control.
Yeah.
Control has funner gameplay.
I've recently started Control and I've played through it, and I am really enjoying Control. But Alan Wake was such a good story and a super fascinating way to tell the story.
Yes,
And-
yeah, with light. The game is all
Yeah.
told via light.
Well, and he's his own narrator because he's an author, and it was done episodically, but within the game. So
Yeah.
each mission was an episode, and all the missions were there at launch.
Yeah, it didn't come out.
It didn't come out like
2 years after each other.
Yeah, no, every episode, but like each mission was an episode, and then so it's almost like a TV show. It was really cool how it was done. The remaster. If you've never played this game, this is an amazing game to play.
It'll be a great
And it's going to be
opportunity.
out on October 5th. It does come everywhere. The reason it was on Sony's stage is this is the first time it'll be on a PlayStation
First
console.
time, yeah.
So I think that's great for them because this is a great game to play.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. Which means, and we are starting to get leaks and more rumors that Alan Wake 2 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Remedy is working with Epic Games to produce Alan Wake 2 from a developer that dropped some news according to some journalists.
Yeah.
So-
And again, these are just rumors. Apparently, Remedy is very, very busy right now.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, cool.
That's good.
This drop might predate, might be setting up an announcement for an Alan Wake 2.
Well, and then they drop it now, so more people play it, right? More
Get you
from
back
there.
into the story, and then bam, Alan Wake 2 drops. And he's writing his sequel to his book he was trying to write.
In the first one.
In the woods with the ravens.
and a flashlight.
And a flashlight. Now let's talk about Craftopia, everybody. Because
All
this
right.
game is... When we first saw this game, a few months ago. It's been on Steam for a while, but we saw it when...
Just launched on Xbox.
Yeah, and
recently, yeah.
we saw it, I don't know, we saw it at one of the conferences, and it just launched on Xbox this week. It is in pre-game mode.
Yeah.
Preview
it's,
mode.
Game preview.
Jordan, tell me your thoughts on Craftopia. For those of you that don't know what it is, go look at it. It's like Minecraft combined with every other game possible with a Breath of the Wild skin.
So overall, I had a good time with it.
Okay.
Overall, I think there's a lot of good stuff in it. I think it's a fun game. It brought me enjoyment. I think this game right now is in the middle for like your what would you call it, your general audience. It's not a must play game, and it's not a game that you want to skip. I think right now, and this is mostly due to the early access.
Okay.
Yeah, the early access nature of it. I think it's right in the middle. Like, I had a ton of fun with it. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in it, and there's a lot of potential for really cool stuff, but there's a lot of things that hold it back, mostly due to the early access nature. So there's bugs, the building, and the crafting is really good. The building really needs to be worked on because they have like a snap feature that doesn't really work, and you can't turn it off. There is a few bugs here and there, but I mean, overall, I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
Spicy. Agree with Jordan's assessment? Disagree? You had a chance to dive in pretty deep. In fact, this is your gameplay that we're watching.
Yeah, we're watching my gameplay. Don't make fun of me. It was, I mean, there's some control issues. If you watch this gameplay, which is on our YouTube channel, if you want to just see some gameplay of me just starting and blind playing through it, there's a learning curve because there's a lot of control issues that I was running into. The camera spins so fast, and I had to dial that
speed cam.
Woo! It was really.
Can you look at all the chickens and cows?
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, and there's a sequel.
So I've played this pretty extensively.
And a blue thing.
Yeah, these are little goobers. I don't know. Anyways, watching gameplay. It's very. It's fun. What I think the funnest part about this game is the automation of figuring out how to automate wood cutting, figuring out how to automate chicken production. You can actually produce chickens and then have them automatically breed and then kill each other and then breed. And so you get unlimited eggs, and then you can have automation in mining. And that's, I think, the strength of this game is figuring out how to exploit the game, which is funny because I love exploiting games. It's just, I mean, you can figure out as many loot caves as you want in this game, which is really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's actually, that's what I think the great strength of this game is figuring out how to not do work and gain the benefit of all the work coming. I think this game has a lot of potential, but because of how long early access games take to go to launch, I don't think
we're going to see it anytime
we're
soon.
ever going to see it blossom. And I actually was thinking about this week. I don't think we have ever gotten a AAA survival crafting game. Have we?
I mean,
Rust is pretty.
I think they become
good,
AAA.
right?
I mean, would you consider
which has become AAA? I don't think
Minecraft?
Minecraft? Yeah, I guess that's the king, right? So
Well, Rust is pretty.
Rust is? I mean,
Pretty-
they've grown. I don't know if you'd consider them a AAA.
But
You
see,
might be. I mean,
AAA,
right.
I'm
like,
talking like
if you
Super polished.
we're not talking the middle A's. We're
Yeah.
talking the capital triples.
Yeah. The
And
amount of time, the amount of resources that would go into it for what you get, I don't know. Can you do?
But these games have so much time sink potential in them.
No, they did.
I mean, there are friends that I go on my friends list on Xbox, and they are still playing Ark, and they've been playing Ark for 5 years.
yeah. Well, it's because you constantly support it.
Well,
You've always
Arc
got new
does
stuff to
update quite
do.
frequently.
Yeah,
With
but
new
that's
biomes. And,
I know. I'm just saying these games have so much time sink potential.
They're an MMO.
Yeah, you can be playing these games for years upon years. Why haven't a AAA publisher picked these games, this style up, and have made it? I mean, look at what happened with Minecraft. Talk about the one AAA that we have. It dominates.
Oh yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I don't know. I would like, maybe I'm just wanting this to be better than it is. I want a crafting,
Powerhouse.
yeah, a survival crafting game that isn't, the UI is just gross all the
Oh,
time.
well, yeah. So I eventually switched over to the computer and played it there, and keyboard and mouse is much better. Like it's literally a straight
It's
port
clearly a
over.
port.
Yeah, it's a straight port over. I mean, because you can go into the settings, and when you change your graphics settings, it says high-end PC, low-end PC. It's literally a direct port. And I think, I mean, maybe that's just to get it in early access to get people playing, but they need to come out, like, they need to completely revamp the UI. They need to, I mean, maybe not so much like the base UI, but how you control the UI, because how many menus do you have to go in on the console to drop an item?
Yeah.
You know,
So have to
whereas on the
press your
PC, I just
button
hit
five
a
times.
key, you know, a hotkey, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just they do need to give a little bit of love to the
controller
friendly, yeah. So
Well,
I mean, the game has so much potential, and I would say all these games have potential. Remember Valheim that came out earlier this year? I put hundreds of hours into that
and they're
game.
getting a new update soon.
And they are getting the new update,
Very
which is really
exciting.
exciting. But it's not a AAA polished. None of those are polished. And is it the difficulty in making these
I've
games?
got one for you that's on its way that will be AAA. Doke V.
Well, but that's not a crafting game though.
Is it? Is
I mean,
it looks
can
like
you
it might
craft
be
Big Hero 6 right in your backpack?
literally flying a kite. You don't think you craft that kite?
maybe, I don't know. Maybe you go to the store and buy it.
But I don't think that's like the survival, because
it's not a
these
survival,
games
yeah.
are Rust, Valheim, Craftopia.
What's the other one that we played? Outer Worlds or something? What was
Outer
that?
Worlds is AAA.
No,
yeah.
you know the desert one with the desert ships?
Oh yeah, Last Oasis.
Last
Oh, yeah.
Oasis.
And see, they're all fun, but they're all broken because they're all preview games. They're all just like, oh man.
Yeah, that's
And
good fun.
Ark is an excellent game. Imagine if that game didn't have the UI that someone sneezed on and wasn't always broken. Imagine the power and community you could have. I mean, these games have these very strong communities already. And
Well, Ark, I think we haven't jumped in a while. I think Ark is pretty polished at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, I follow some big YouTubers who jump back in. They got big on Ark and they
Is
jump
it
back
still
into it.
okay?
And it looks
Okay, I
it
could
looks
go in,
really polished.
but is it like Doke V or
No.
Call of Duty or
No. There you go. There's another one. Cooper says Stranded Deep. Yes, Stranded Deep. Everybody was playing Stranded Deep for a while. and it just
Subnautica is that?
falls
But again,
off,
that was
yeah.
that was an early access game that eventually came. You know.
I would actually say Subnautica is one of the better ones, but it started preview.
Yeah, and then worked its
Yeah,
way up.
Subnautica is really
so. It
fun.
might be
I
like
enjoy
an
that.
Arc where it started preview and then worked its way up.
But that
to it.
still has the indie game feel.
But you're saying you want to see like Microsoft or EA or Ubisoft or like
someone,
Rockstar.
Rockstar. They could I want something like that because these games are so much fun, and if you want a game to just forget about life, that's what these games are, just to turn the world off.
What about Dark Souls? Would you call that a AAA survival game?
Yeah, but it's not a
because
crafty.
you're
It's
not.
not great, yeah.
I'm
thing
not
is
sitting there spending 3 hours building
Building a
a
base.
cabin in the woods that
Yeah.
has a thing that automatically crafts iron. You know. So, anyways, that's my. I don't know why I went. Why did I start talking? I don't.
Because we're talking about Craftopia. So.
Oh, talk
how
about
it's fun, but
It's just
the fact
it's just
early
preview.
access is holding it back.
Yeah. The animations on the bosses are all just like there's only 3 of them. There's only 3 attacks and all the animations.
But the
on
boss
enemies.
fights are cool though.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it like
If I were to just play that game without not knowing anything, I would be like, well, they got some work to do.
yeah.
You know, and that's what these preview games are. I wish that I could have something with more polish to it
More
with
oomph.
this game genre.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out Craftopia, it is in Game Pass right now, so head over and check that out.
It's fun. It's a fun game.
It's fun. It is.
I
It's just being held back by the fact that it's in game preview.
that's the best way to put it.
Halo,
But, yeah, it's free, so
Halo Infinite, none of us got a chance to play. It is coming back to
yeah.
Preview.
The next tech test, the new Halo.
Flight.
The new Halo Infinite multiplayer preview. This is a tweet that they sent out the other day. The multiplayer preview is targeted to arrive September 24th. And it does say all fully registered Halo Insider profiles as of September 13th are eligible to participate. So as we
Boom.
speak now, it's September 10th. So you still have a few days to get into it. So it sounds like everybody who registers before September 13th will be eligible to jump into the new flight or the new preview that they're having, which is very exciting. We'll see kind of what their focus is on testing this time around. It might be server stress because they're allowing a lot of people in, so we'll see how that goes. But very exciting. So I'm
excited.
343. I'm a little salty that I didn't get an invite last time, but hopefully you can make it up to me this time. But anyway.
So last week we asked the question to ourselves, what is the most hyped game we have for the remainder of the year? Spicy is Forza Horizon 5. Looks beautiful. Fantastic. Wants to dive into the world of Mexico and explore.
Yeah.
Jordan said, kind of cheated, but we'll go with,
I refuse to pick one.
Yeah, but
I still stand by that.
Battlefield and Halo Infinite he's both excited for, but we'll go with Battlefield since it's the next closest one.
Yeah.
And myself, I said Halo Infinite. We asked the community during the pre-show today. For those of you that have never joined us on a pre-show, come join us. It's an absolute blast. YouTube.com/XoneBros every single Friday. And you can also join us for the main show. Just fun to hang out with you guys. But the pre-show, we asked, what game are you most excited for? Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, or Battlefield? Battlefield took 10% of the vote, with 28% coming in at Forza Horizon 5 and 62% said Halo Infinite. And I think that's in large part...
What was Forza?
Forza was 28%.
See, those numbers actually seem pretty right to me.
Yeah, that seems... I agree with you. I think that's accurate. I think Halo is clearly Microsoft's marquee game this year, and that's how they view it, with a nice side platter of Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
Well, I think once Forza Horizon 5, because you can tell, like, at all of the conferences and stuff, Microsoft they always have, like, a 15, 20-minute section on Forza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think once Forza comes out, once that happens, I think all the marketing shift will be pushed to Halo, and we'll start getting a lot more Halo, especially campaign stuff, because that's what I want to see. We've seen a lot of multiplayer. We kind of get an idea of how it's going to turn out, which is it's turning out to be really cool from what we can see and what we've been able to test and hear about. I'm curious. I would like to see a little bit more on the campaign, and I think once Forza releases, they're gonna the marketing team is gonna shift over and focus on Halo, and we'll get a little bit more out of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's gonna be fantastic. Big Buddha D in chat asks, anyone else taking off time from work to play Halo?
Already did.
Whoa, way
Yeah, it's
ahead.
coming out on like a Thursday, and I think I just took the rest of the weekend.
I might do the same thing actually, and it's like in December, so that's a good.
It's
excuse.
December 8th. And I think it's either a Wednesday or a Thursday. I think it was a Thursday. So.
Yeah, I like the way you think, brother.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Just
very exciting.
I have nothing to say. I wish I could just turn work off. I can't.
Yeah.
If I get the chance, I will.
You can if Halo comes out.
You can when Halo comes out.
Yeah, on December 8th.
We're gonna
weekend.
We're gonna ensure.
Yeah,
I'll see what I can do. I'll make some calls.
Just tell them the power went out, and then they see you on Xbox Live.
Oh, Mr. McSpicy just signed in. But yeah.
Having said that, Rose City Gamer in chat has said, or he says, I think Forza Horizon 5 is going to be the most graphically impressive game to date.
Oh, probably.
I agree with it. Obviously, just from what we've seen so far, it's the most graphically impressive game coming from Xbox at this point.
Which is probably why they're pushing a lot on it or showing off a lot about it.
Yeah, it makes you want an Xbox Series X very, very badly. Very badly. Let's take a couple questions here. Our first question comes from Psychotic. He writes in and says, what's going on, guys?
Hello.
There are dark rumors about the restock of the Series X and S right now. So the S, go to Costco. I've been at Costco twice in the last 2 weeks, stocked with the S. If you're looking for the S, definitely go to Costco. Anyways, he says, I'm still trying to find one, so the rumors might be true. But he wants to know, what is the worst video game rumor you've ever heard that made you unhappy? Keep up the great work.
Ooh.
An unhappy rumor, or a rumor that discouraged you. Here we go. I got one. That KOTOR will not come to Xbox.
Yeah.
That's very recent.
That's one.
That one does.
One that saddens
a little
me.
bit.
That one saddens me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is a rumor, but the fact that we won't get co-op Halo on launch.
Well, no, that's not a rumor. That's pretty much
That's
the
what
truth.
That's literally what I just said, even though it wasn't a rumor.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you're wrong. That's truth.
That's how I processed my sentence.
That's the biggest truth that has
You know
made
what?
you
You're
unhappy.
wrong, Mark.
No, you're wrong. It's true.
No, that's a good one. Jordan, anything that pops out?
Probably that co-op Halo one, even though it's
Not
not a rumor. It's
Jordan,
truth.
that's not a rumor.
And
That's
even
the truth.
I'll even admit, like I am sad that Forge isn't going to be there either. I think that's probably the biggest. That was probably, you know what? It's like a, I don't know.
It's a
like
kick in the balls.
I don't know. It's
disappointing, but they handled it better than they've handled things in the past.
It's very bittersweet because those two aspects, Forge and campaign co-op for Halo, I think are huge hits. That being said, I'm still excited to play the game.
Question mark?
You know what I mean? Like the
Question mark?
No, I'm still excited to play the multiplayer and the campaign, which Joseph Staten has assured me it will be polished and ready to go, and that's the reason we're not getting the co-op and Forge, because it's not quite ready yet, so they want to make sure it is ready and then send it out.
It's
But
another
still
Final Fantasy VII moment.
Yeah, it's
plaguing us.
It's still
coming out in chapters.
It still hurts, and it is a pretty big disappointment, especially the co-op campaign.
Great question, Psychotic. Thank you very much for writing in. T-Bucks writes in and says, "What's up, bros?" He says, "I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for the Star Wars announcement, even though it will be a timed exclusive for PlayStation." He says, "I know you guys are big Star Wars fans, so if you were stranded on an island in a galaxy far, far away and could only play one Star Wars game, which would you choose? Keep up the great work. Love you guys in the community. T-Bucks.
Knights of
we
the
love you
Old
as well,
Republic.
brother. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, it would be nice
Can
to
we
have a
remove that, though? Because that's the obvious answer because of how extensive it is.
Okay.
Because that's obvious.
Okay. Because it's a world that you can
it's
explore.
huge.
Okay, good point. Knights of the Old Republic 2. That would be my... Not as good, but still I would play that one.
I will go back, and this is probably only because it's nostalgic and nostalgia for me, but I will go back probably to the Nintendo 64 Star Wars.
The one where you, like...
where you have
all
to
different
shoot
missions.
your harpoon and go around
Yeah.
the... Which one was that? Was that Battlefield?
No.
Battlefield?
No,
Battlefront?
no.
Battlefront, sorry.
No.
No, that one was... I know exactly what one you're talking about. It's
was
the
level- it was
story of the
levels.
guy that... Doesn't the story take place between 2 and 3? I mean, not 2 and 3. I know exactly what you're talking
but it's
about.
it's level
Yes.
games, and you're in all different kinds of craft in each one of
Yeah.
them.
And like one of them was like on a
that game was
motorcycle.
really fun.
That game was so fun, and it might not be fun now. It might be dated, but if I have to go for a nostalgic pick, because I don't think Battlefront, it just doesn't do it for me long term on an island.
I think the new ones don't do it for you. The old ones are actually very different.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, we had Racer, or what was that?
Pod
one?
racing?
Yeah, the Pod Racer.
Pod Racer?
Loved
That was on
game.
64 again.
That was a great...
64, the golden era for Star Wars games?
Hey, you
Question mark?
You got the MMO, and there is no stipulation saying that it won't continuously be updated.
That's true. I guess the MMO.
Well, okay, then with an answer like this, it has to be the MMO.
It
then,
has to
because
be the
they're
MMO.
they're big.
But Knights of the Old Republic, I feel like, is better than the MMO, story-wise. The first one, at least.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'd probably still pick Knights of the Old Republic too.
The other one is that I would pick again, nostalgia pick, Super Nintendo, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
That was a great game.
Yeah,
That was a great game. I'll give you that. That was an awesome
yeah.
game.
Side platform again.
Well, and then they even threw in the 3D with
Yeah.
their with the
Just-
pod.
You could
whatever.
do. You know what game I'd like the sequel to, or a remake of, or I'll just say sequel because anyway, is Republic Commando.
There's a lot of
I can see
Star
that.
Wars
Republic
games.
Commando was basically you were a clone trooper. It was a first-person shooter Star Wars. Really cool game.
I would say, yeah.
See, it all depends. Do I have an internet connection on this island?
yes,
Okay, then I'd probably lean towards the
you have to go
MMO.
MMO.
Then.
Yeah, you have to go.
If there's not an internet connection, I'm gonna go. I'm torn between Republic Commando and Knights of the Old Republic 2. If you guys took out Knights of the Old Republic, if that one's still in, it's that one all the way,
okay,
regardless of internet
I
connection.
appreciate that.
I think mine is going to be the OG Battlefront 2 on the was that on the original Xbox?
Xbox, yeah.
I think that would be mine because I played for hours and hours the galactic map stuff.
You know how we were talking about mind
Mind-blowing.
blowjobs the other week? I said I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
I actually, as I think about it, the third one would be
Well, Star Wars?
the plot twist in Knights of the Old Republic. There's a plot twist towards the middle/ending, and you're just like, holy cow.
There are so many. I'm looking at the list of Star Wars games. There are so many games.
Yeah, LucasArts, they did a lot of games.
Whoa. I can't even believe how many games there are. Oh my gosh. Everybody, go look and see how many Star Wars games there are. There's a lot. Man, there's a lot I haven't even played, but that's because they're either mobile or something. But
Interesting.
yeah. Interesting.
Great question. Thank you very much, T-Bucks. Appreciate it.
Shadow of the Empire. I think that's right. That sounds like it.
I think that's correct as well. I don't remember the name. I was a young child.
If we're thinking more recently, the Force Unleashed games were really good. Force Unleashed 1 and 2.
Yeah, Force Unleashed.
Wait, what?
I don't know why. Shooting lightning from my fingers just didn't.
It was an excellent game.
That's what I'm confused.
No,
Yeah,
it just
Shooting
didn't.
lightning from my fingers
You
and the
were-
way that you're talking.
You were Darth.
No, it
you were
just- it
Darth
never
Vader.
hooked
taking
me.
something that sounds really awesome and saying it in a crappy way.
It never.
You were-
it
you were
never
Darth-
hooked me.
You were
I'm-
Darth Vader's apprentice. I don't understand.
I feel like you're messing. with
Obviously,
I
you're not on the same island as I am.
I agree.
Obviously, you're not.
I think we just voted and you're off the island now.
Our next question comes from Mr. Chris BD. He says, "Did all of you see the video Bungie made for their 30th anniversary?
Yeah, the thank you video.
Thank you video and some of the Destiny armor they're doing that pays homage to previous Bungie games. Ooh, there's Halo. Oh baby, Jason Jones, the co-founder.
Are you talking about this video right here?
Yes, that is it. Yeah, it looks really cool. They're doing all this armor inside Destiny that pays homage to previous games in Bungie's 30-year anniversary. Just a really, really cool. Bungie just does sex appeal.
They do.
Like, they make the coolest armor. Think about Halo. Master Chief was sexiest when Bungie was doing
That's
it.
actually a good point. Yeah.
Very good point.
I think his best armor was Halo 3, which, funny enough, if you look at Halo Infinite, is going back to that style. They went far off in Halo 4, and they went with bubble wrap. If you ever play Halo 4 and you look at the Under Armour that Master Chief has on, it's literally bubble wrap.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it has extra padding, but the entire art style of Halo 4 was bubble wrap. The elites had it. It was just anyway. Anyway, and then in Halo 5, it got better. I liked the Halo 5 armor. The Master Chief armor, over the Halo 4 armor. Sorry, I don't know what we're watching. It just got really intense all of a
Still
sudden.
going
on the,
through their stuff.
Anyway,
The 3D, huh?
yeah, it did. I was like, what is going on?
It's
We're
the
watching-
Bungie video that came out.
Yeah,
so
they
it's-
So
went
do you
through it
think?
anyway.
So here's this. I think Bungie is. So I think part of the reason that Star Wars is so monumental in history is because of the armor. Like the Darth Vader's armor, the Stormtroopers' armor. It was so iconic. I think Destiny is that iconic in video game in cultural armor. Period.
they have good artists. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for.
I mean, that's not why I like Halo. Is that if that's what you're implying?
No,
I like Halo
But I'm
because-
saying, but it's also not why you like Star Wars. But I think what helps make it so iconic is
It has a certain style.
it has this. Yeah, it has a distinct style, and that's what Destiny does. That they did it with Halo. Star Wars did it with their franchises, and I think that's part of what makes it this complete package. Like, look at it. That's so unique, so cool, so iconic. More Xbox should buy Bungie. Just do it.
For the
Just
second
do it,
time.
Xbox.
Well, Bungie has to choose to be bought, and they were excited when I think they left on. I think they wanted to do their own thing, right?
Yeah. Well,
So-
just all Xbox has to say.
How awkward would let's just theorize for a minute.
Okay.
How awkward would it be if Microsoft bought Bungie back, and then all of a sudden they go to their yearly party and there's the 343 guys and then the Bungie guys, and you're just like would that that might be a little
Phil
awkward.
Spencer should just say, well, this is awkward, but it doesn't have to be, guys. Bungie, you're doing Halo for us.
That's funny.
343, you're on Tony Hawk. Go.
Anyway,
Well, happy 30-year anniversary, Bungie.
good job for being around for 30 years.
Good job for turning 30, bitch. Is. I didn't mean to say that. So I
I know you have Tourette's sometimes.
I stopped myself, but then I
And then Jordan
made
has
it worse.
Jordan has when he hears bubble wrap or Halo 4 or
The Halo 4 art style.
he
was
he can't I say that. Listen, he has to say something.
Well,
when we were
okay.
replaying Halo 4 the whole time.
I'm just gonna throw it out there, guys. I'm not a game developer, but I'm gonna give you a little piece of free advice. All All right.
Since you have all this experience.
I do. No,
Okay,
I
go ahead.
have the experience of, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
Of a player.
Yeah. When you purchase or when you receive a game, when you receive a beloved game from a studio, like you basically received a game from Bungie. Now, that being
Bubble wrap
said,
is for popping. It's not for
no,
armor.
that being said, I know some Bungie employees stayed on with 343, and that's fine, But anyway, when you receive a game from a different studio and your job is to then progress that game, you don't go in and say, okay, how can we make this game look and feel as far from Halo as we can? Look, there's some changes they made that were fine. Like the new sounds to the guns, I was okay with.
No, but I think it's taken out of context here. Because
I disagree. I disagree
at
completely.
the time, Halo had already lost its luster. It wasn't Halo 2. It wasn't coming off of Halo 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was coming off of Halo 3.
Yeah.
Decent, but not. It's lost definitely its luster.
Halo 3 is considered by many to be
the best multiplayer.
For multiplayer, yeah. But what I'm saying is it lost part of that luster because the hot new kid on the block was Call of Duty.
So your answer, this is what you're saying. Your answer is to copy Call of Duty.
My answer at that time, you're coming off as being known as one of the best shooters, and you think, well, look, Call of Duty is doing some interesting things. If we can just take Halo and put a little Call of Duty into it, and I think that was their thinking, and I think that was their mindset. I don't think it was.
The problem is they didn't say, hey, what if we took a little Call of Duty and put it in there? They said, what if we just took Call of Duty and put it in there?
Fair.
That was the problem.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I don't have a problem with that thinking. It didn't turn out. They learned.
Well,
and they go back.
that's what I'm saying. Obviously, that thinking didn't work.
No, but
They executed it wrong. That's what I'm saying. The execution of Halo 4, there was a lot of missteps. Mostly, I think, in the art style. I'm not necessarily even talking about the story. I will give the story's not my favorite, but it did give us a lot of like Forerunner lore, which was really cool. And I did think they brought Master Chief and Cortana's relationship to the next logical level. I wish they would have fleshed it out more instead of rushing it.
I guess what I'm saying is I understand their thinking there.
But that thinking is what brings games down.
No, not necessarily.
Let's take battle royales. Everybody's tried to do a battle royale. Which battle royale succeeded? The ones that did their own thing. Fortnite, Apex.
Well, Fortnite didn't do their own thing.
They took
literally everybody else.
Yeah, so I think,
but
they were polished.
But building.
But
they have their own thing with building.
Apex did their own thing. Warzone even came in and did its own thing. They introduced the gulag, the how you pick up, how you do armor, and
yeah,
what,
but they did their own thing over a skin that is battle royale.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Halo 4 it tried to pull the Call of Duty crowd away when in reality the Call of Duty players played it for a week and then went back to Call of Duty because Call of Duty did it better.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
And
we were mostly talking about the art style. What I'm saying is when you receive a game and you're tasked to continue on with it, you don't change everything about it. You got to keep that feel of Halo. You know what I mean? I was fine with them changing some of the gun sounds. So like the Warthog sound, I actually do think sounds better. It sounds like it has a V8 in it now, whereas before it kind of it didn't sound like that. But the entire art style, they completely changed Master Chief's armor. They changed the Elite's armor. Like everything was completely different. Like, and it looked. It's not like it was like Reach. Reach was different, but you could tell had that same style. This was just a completely different style.
Sure.
And if you notice Halo Infinite kind of coming back. You know what I mean?
It's coming back, baby.
They're coming back to that. Halo Infinite art style is in between like a Halo 5 and a Halo 3, which I think is kind of perfect for it,
So what you're saying, Jordan, is you don't want to take a beloved IP.
Yes.
Let's just say maybe a cartoon from the 80s that everybody loves. And you don't take the protagonist and the main antagonist and then just kill them in the first episode.
Yes.
And then make the protagonist someone entirely different in the next episode.
Yes.
That's what you don't do. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I get what you're saying, David. Call of Duty was the hot thing on the block, and you got to, maybe grab some inspiration from Call of Duty, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But what they did is they made their, like, Halo 4 multiplayer was not Halo multiplayer. It was Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was not... And I think your words when I first bought the game were, this doesn't really feel like a Halo game. I remember you were at your house in the next town over, and I was upstairs playing it, and you were like, whoa, it looks really good graphically, because it did. But then you're like, this just doesn't feel Halo-ish.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know.
No, it's true.
So I get what you're saying. I just think they went too far with it.
Well, great question, or great.
See what I mean? You say Halo 4, and this happens every time.
Yeah, he's
every
triggered.
time.
No, okay.
It's his trigger word.
Can you pull up a picture of the bubble wrap? No, you guys got to see the bubble wrap. It's terrible. It's
I
terrible.
agree with you. I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
the
I believe
bubble
you.
wrap.
I won't say it anymore,
Yeah.
but anybody, if you ever want to get a kick out of this, that's all you got to do to Jordan.
My wife is a therapist. She can.
No, it is. My
can-
my biggest criticism about Halo 4 is the art style.
So let's take 2 more questions and then let's get out of here.
Let's
Since we're
skedaddle.
on Halo, let's go straight to Super Shark's question. He says, "Hey brothers with hot mothers, hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Have you checked out Splitgate?" He says it's Halo with portals. At first I thought it was just a ripoff, but it's really fun. Anyone who plays Halo will be instantly good, and anyone that's coming over from Call of Duty or Fortnite will get their ass beat. Love ya. Community Day soon.
That's
Super Shark.
funny.
That is funny. So I've not played it. I
I
watched.
downloaded it.
You downloaded
Yeah.
it? I've watched a lot
free.
of people
I haven't
play it.
downloaded
Fun
it,
fact, I know someone who has applied for a job there. I'm really excited for them.
Ooh.
My question with Splitgate, it's going to be interesting to see because I do think they're doing some very interesting things, and I think that it could work long term. That's my question. Does it have long term staying power, or is it a party game? I don't
it's-
think.
What do you mean party game? Are we like Jack in the Box, or what do you mean?
So
party
like
game?
yeah, a party game where it's fun when your friends come over to play, but you don't. It's not a game that you grind multiplayer every day.
Can I just say that no, it's not.
It's not that okay.
No, yeah.
You've played it?
So I have watched a lot.
Yeah, I've only watched you
I
play it,
haven't
yeah.
had a chance to play it yet.
Okay.
So I guess let's be clear with that. But the developers, they have pros, they have circuits with tournaments and stuff like that. They're taking it very seriously. I think they're doing a good job.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
they're getting people to play in tournaments like Dr. Disrespect, Z-Laner. They actually didn't get Z-Laner, but Dr. Disrespect just got him into play with it too. So they're doing the right moves to get the hype that
Smart.
it deserves. I think
You think it has staying power?
I've seen a lot of gameplay because I really like it. It is an arena style Halo with portals, and those portals, they kind of seem gimmicky at first, but then you see pros play with them and
pull off moves
and pull off things that you're like, oh, okay, so that's how you're supposed to use those type thing, right? I think it's a very good game. I know that I got a shout out. I believe it's Mint. He's been wanting to have me play a lot because there's a lot of people that really like this
It's
game.
Super Shark.
It's Super Shark. Yeah, it's good. It's a good game.
Yeah, that's my question because I know they closed like a large round of funding. I think they got I want to say $16 million or $15 million. I know it was quite substantial, and they're looking to expand. And that's my big question mark. I'm curious. Sounds like they're doing the right thing, Spicy.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of
Where they are, let's say in 3 to 5 years, is the game still going strong? Has it grown its audience? Is it this really exciting, fun esport to watch?
Sure, they're making esport moves.
That's good.
well,
That's
and
good.
so it's free to play on all platforms that it's
Big.
on. So you already get you'll get a lot of players because the barrier to entry is so low. All the streamers and YouTubers I've watched seem like even some at 1G they seem to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It has.
I think the best description was from Aqua FPS.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it too, and he said it's Halo Combat Evolved if it evolved again.
Hey, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, so credit to him. That's actually a really good way to put it.
Then
Yeah,
let me
so.
ask this question: does Halo Infinite just implement portals eventually?
No, that's how you get a Halo 4.
Oh, okay.
You don't-
Okay, okay.
Don't say
yeah.
Halo 4 around Jordan.
So it's not it's not replacing a Halo. It's just a different game
No,
entirely.
it's being its own thing, right? It took it's Halo-esque in the respect that it's very arena, tight gunplay.
It's Halo-esque in that it's Halo.
Yeah, I think
was built
some of
in
the developer. I
Forge.
think even Chat was telling us some of the developers were from 343.
Hmm.
So it's just they added their own flair to it, and now it's basically creating its own identity.
And that's the
you know?
question too from Rose City Gamer. But is Halo going to kill it?
Well, they made the right move by releasing it a year before Halo came out.
Yeah.
That's
Because the thing is, Halo is also free to play.
Yeah, see, and I think
with the budget of God
some people, yeah,
behind it.
some people are not. They don't think that's a good move to make Halo multiplayer free to play. I think that's a huge move.
Who doesn't think it's a good move?
The internet. Some of the internet.
PlayStation
What is it?
fans?
What is it? 63%
no,
of the
87% of the internet are stupid.
Sorry, and by PlayStation fans, I just meant to
Jerks.
imply people that want to see it fail.
Yeah.
People that don't want to see it. But yeah.
It's funny how those two kind of in your mind kind of synergize, which is unfair.
Yeah,
No,
it's unfair.
with-
That's not how it is at all, but you know what I mean.
With the way that first tech
Also,
test
when I
went,
say PlayStation fans, really I mean journalists, gaming journalists.
the way that first tech test went, how well it was received with like the basic mechanics of the game, the fact that a lot of people are kind of under the consensus that it feels, and this is my opinion of it, it feels and looks like a faster paced Halo 3, which I think is good for movement because then you'll get that modern style of shooter, right, with that faster movement, sprinting and kind of walking a little bit quicker. You have the equipment, which is, basically Halo 3, but in my opinion now done better because it's equipable and you can choose when to use it. And then on top, so I mean, your core mechanics are being very well received. And then on top of that, you're going into a free-to-play. So again, barrier to entry is really low. People that have never played Halo before will probably try Halo Infinite multiplayer because of the free-to-play.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So I think Halo Infinite is setting itself up to be very successful. It all depends on how it launches and then what your post-launch support is. But
Yeah, regardless, it is exciting. It is exciting. It is a cool game, and it's going to be exciting to see where they go from here.
What's cool about Splitgate is I think the portals give it its own uniqueness, so you can always come back to it for a different style of play.
True. Last question comes from our main man, Mr. Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear.
I like how you
Wait, is
started talking super
Teddy
sexy.
Bear. Teddy Bear writes in.
Teddy bear.
Teddy Bear writes in and says, let's talk about community. Do you guys think a strong community is important to some games? One of our favorites, Vigor, uses its community for promotion, from partners to contests and frequent dev streams. How important is community, and does a game die if the community stagnates? I think I'll go first. I think it depends on the type of game. I think it depends whether it's a pay-to-play model or it's a free game, right? It also depends on whether it's multiplayer or single player. Mm-hmm. Obviously, a community is always going to be important. It depends what kind of community that is. So in Vigor, the community is important. You're always going to. So for instance, Vigor will periodically pay really big YouTubers to review their game, and that's how, because it's free to play, everybody jumps in and tries it out. They hook a couple people, it makes them money that way. I think in a game like Skyrim or even a Grand Theft Auto, you've got two completely different types of communities there. In Skyrim, the community that's important is not your player-based community, it's your mod community. Because your mod community is what keeps that game alive and then keeps your player base
free of
alive
charge,
and playing
by the way.
game. Yeah.
Which is funny because Grand Theft Auto's modding community is the role-playing community.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
community keeping it alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then Grand Theft Auto has a different take on that completely. You always have to have your community in mind, I think, and especially in 2021 with how social we are, how the internet works, with how streaming works. I think we talked a little bit about it last week, about YouTube and Twitch, and we talked about the head of YouTube Gaming talking about the importance of streamers in game development and then in game marketing and promotion. And I think we're past the point and might never return where community is not important. It's less important in some games. I think it's more important in other games, and for every game it's going to be different what type of community you're focusing on. Mm-hmm. Anything to add, take away?
No, I thought that was really good. I agree with that. That was very well said.
You might almost
you have a good perspective.
As if I do it as a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
No,
well said.
I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot. It's not what you think it is. It's deceptive. One day maybe we'll do a bonus podcast about it behind a giant paywall. So
Behind
so I
a
can-
huge.
So you don't get in trouble?
so we could be brutally honest.
Brutally.
No, it's not what you think. It is different. There's a lot that goes into running communities. There's all kinds of moving parts, and those who do it best understand the importance of it. That's one thing. The game that I'm at, the SEOs, they're all about community. Like the community is what is going to grow this game. The founders, the developers, they are 100,000% behind the community. So that's one thing that I think makes or breaks a game is who's in charge. What are they doing? Look at a game like Warcraft. Warcraft has ignored their community for a while, and look
now
at
they all
how
went
it
to
got
Final
crushed.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were preoccupied with other things.
Yeah, they were a little bit
They were-
busy.
Harassing people.
Yes. They had other
You know.
things on their agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, anyways, that's a great question. Thank you very much, Teddy Bear, for writing in. Appreciate
Bear.
it, man. That does us for this week, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for
For those of you who are listening, we had this like major power outage that happened.
Fires.
We've had
There's been
fires, this
fires.
week.
Hostage
situations.
Yeah, it's been weird.
It's been crazy.
This has been a really weird day.
Yeah.
Supposedly, we live in a safe area.
Yeah. So thanks everybody live that's here with us now for putting up with us because we started the show and then it got cut off because lightning struck.
Struck twice, like the hand of God.
And a couple blocks away, there's a big old fire. So it's pretty crazy.
That was crazy. Guys, thank you
But
very
that's-
much for tuning in.
We'll talk about that behind a paywall
If you
if you want to get down to it.
wanna
That
get
way we
down
can
to
just be brutally honest.
have a great rest of your week, guys. Head over to iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe to us there. It helps. We're closing in on 600. Let's get to 600 reviews on iTunes.
Sounds
Come over to YouTube, youtube.com/XoneBros, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye now.
See ya.
Looking